All right, all right, all right. I didn't know if they were going to allow me to come on in. Being so YouTube and a way of trying to stop Sister Deborah for what? I don't know. I only have a handful. I don't know what they're doing over here. I know. I ain't going to say I don't know. But still, in all, little old Deborah can't do nothing to interfere with all their darkness. They under too much darkness for what Sister Deborah has to say to interfere with their darkness is just too much. They got too much going on. They're doing too much. And I'm talking about YouTube. Sister Deborah is coming to talk, and I'm going to cover several different topics. And I was just sitting back wanting to do a Q&A and decided that no, I just want to talk because as I sit back and I think about the things in which we once believed and we still today try to hold on to it, a lot of it is vanity and that's a lot of it is worthless because we can't take it with us what we are entertaining and what we are hearing and what we are believing and what we are seeing. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on that wouldn't serve any purpose. And where we're going after this old living, or uh, where we're going as far as the Most High Yah and how He's going to go about taking those that belong to Him out of an environment. But I was just sitting here thinking about so much that is taking place in the world today and how uh, the people can't really see how they're uh, really setting them up and they don't have no problem with it. It's like no need to talk about it. We good with it. We all is good, all is well. Seem as if people are content. Yeah, they very much content with what is actually taking place in the world today, which I understand. I understand when darkness got a hold of you, you tend to not let go. Even if darkness try to release you, you still tend to try to hold on. But Sister Deborah got some things to talk about, and I'm going to shine some light on some things, and I'm also going to speak about some things. I first want to really pull out with this question. I had a question that I came across months ago, months ago. And when I came across it, it bothered me that a certain nation of people, which I say Judah, really can't grip that the Muslims nation is not for them. They have this one guy come on, and he's an elder, and he speak about how every nationality has done something to the black people, and he speaks so highly and so powerful, and he just speaks like he just know for a fact that every nationality has done a people, the black people, so wrong. And what bothers me a great deal is how uh, Judith tend to entertain this man. Somewhere in them, they tend to entertain this particular uh, uh, Western mid what is it Midwestern Middle East man somewhere over there. But I know that he's in the Muslim, and it's amazing to me that a lot of melanated people will listen to this man, not even understanding the history. We talk about how and who played a role in the Atlanta slave trade. And when we talk about that, have you all ever gave it a thought that even though there was an Atlantic slave trade, can that bump the fact that it was the will of the Father as far as a curse? You see what I'm saying? If the Father set up this curse for us to be where we at, would not the Atlantic slave trade be in the will of where we're at today? What would you all think about that? Me myself, it makes me go back to what the Father was telling me a long time ago: is no one salute the fact that a people did something, and because of what they did, they end up in the land in which they're in, and they truly wholehearted believe that they were cursed, but they don't own it to the point where they can be. You know how they say the truth sets you free? And I think that's what happened to Judah here in the United States of America. Judah never owned the Atlantic slave trade as part of the curse. They pretty much hold firm to when, okay, all the people who played a role in it, and those that's in this country and how they're in trouble. And, they talk about it all true and out. Many played a role in it, but I believe that Judah never looked at Africa, which I believe is Ham. They never looked into Africa and see that Africa played the first role, first and foremost. They never looked at that. And guess who played the second role? Anybody in the live chat? Who would you say played the second role? The first role was Africa. Who would you say was the second? Yes. Okay, you said Ishmael. Ishmael. What I mean when you say Ishmael, who is that today? Who could we say Ishmael? Okay. Arabians. Okay. So are they the Muslims? Because I think that uh, Judah is, if they would have, it's no way they can make it back, y'all. They can't make it back because they gone too far out in the deep. So I believe Arabs as well, but I believe that it falls. Yes, they are the Muslim. Now that's what I believe. Let me tell you why. They're coming out with fierce. You see, they're coming out with a lot of fierce um, regarding the black people here in the United States of America. And I believe, I always said Arabians. That's why I used to call them. That's what I call them. I always said it was them. They played y'all, I'm going to tell you, a big role in it. But they stand back. And when I think about Farrakhan, that's why I said Farrakhan ain't on the, it's not on the stick right, y'all. Farrakhan is not on that stick right. Because the Father told me he's not. Now, all of them that are in the Muslim belief, how crazy could you be without doing the history or learning the history? What they made it. Now, I'm gonna tell you how long ago I knew about this here. When Oprah first got her talk show, and they were talking about it, and that's when I was educated about it, because they were talking about and that's what I always held on to. A lot of people wanted to keep saying that it was the Europeans. They got the last part of the stick. You see what I'm saying? But it had to do with Africans and then trading over to the Muslims. Okay? The Middle Eastern. So, and in this world today, we as Judah have totally bypassed Africa and the Muslim, and we blame everything on the white man. And I believe that everybody played a role, but going back to what I was saying, I still think it was in the Father's will. You see, that is everything that took place represents the will of the Father, and to fulfill the curse. Okay, so even though everything went according to the will, people who played a partaker, they partake in it, partake in it. I believe they went way and beyond, and I believe that's where they would pay the consequences. It's how they took on it, and they took it way and beyond what the curse was said to have been according to the Father. I think they went, because if not, it wouldn't be so much surrounding what he's going to do to those who brought into captivity. They're going to be led into captivity. You see what I'm saying? Those who took into captivity, they're going to be led into captivity. And I believe that this is what I believe. I believe that it's going to be something so shocking, not to Judah and Israel, Israel and Judah, but more so to those who thought they got away with leading Judah into captivity. Because honestly, if we say today, 2026, the Muslims have gotten away with it. And right this very day, they're trying to school us on how the white man is treating us in this country. Y'all don't know that? They trying to school us, and they doing it in a very fierce way. And you can tell something wrong with it. Why is it? Now, you know that you got something against Christians, because you all, you got, so therefore you, and against the white man. So you're going to use us as the bait and want us to join the Muslim side. That's what they're trying to do, y'all. Y'all might not have been paying attention to it, but that's what they're trying to do. Let me tell you something else they're doing. There's a lot of them are building up all over the place, okay, here in this country, okay, and they making all these fried foods and all these places over in the communities where Judah reside. It's a strange thing, and they're trying to really mingle. They even got all these here beauty supply houses. You normally had the Korean and the Chinese with the beauty supply house. Now it is the Muslims, the Arabs, and Middle Eastern. They're opening up all these fish places, all these places where you sell food, and they got the beauty supply, and they booming, and they wanting that. It's like they got it to where they trying to make melanated people think that, really grip their side. And and Judith is so ignorant, have no sense of being able to, like, how the Hebrew Israelite men always talk about we this and we this. They haven't did they study. You know how they have their little board on the ground and they be on the corners talking. They haven't done their studies, because if they done their studies, they would have already knew that Africa was the first one that participate in the Atlantic slave trade, and then it was the Muslims. Yes, it was. Yes, yes, yes. You see? So the reason why I brought them up, I know many of you all ain't paying no attention, but a lot of them are trying to befriend Judah. You know, they really trying to be, and it's never is it for any good. You know why they like that? It's because they have seen us not act like humans. We act as if we can't function mentally at all, that we can be easily manipulated. And that's what they so used to seeing us at that level where we can't function like a human being and think for ourselves or think enough to challenge them or to let them know, stand down. They already know that. That's why they all now booming all over in the community. I don't know if it's in you all's community, if y'all have noticed it. But now that I'm saying something, watch y'all pull up and you're going to start seeing it all over the place. Another one is India. They have taken over between the Muslim and India. Is India Muslim too, you guys? Do they consider themselves Muslims? I think they said a great deal of them are, but they are also booming all over. Oh yes, I figured that because I'm like, why is the United people are not paying attention to what the United States did? They took those that can help keep United States going. You know, like the immigrants that were here, they were working or they helping them get a job and keep this country going. But guess who they brought over? By great numbers, India and Muslims. They're taking over this country. It ain't like they're getting anything because y'all know what the outcome gonna be. Y'all know already what the outcome gonna be. But I'm seeing that. And everywhere you go, the people that are India, from India, they're there. Now, I don't know if you all have in your location where they have chop suey, Chinese food, that sort of stuff. Well, guess what? They're taking over them. Yes, they are. In India, the people from India, they're taking over like crazy. So what that led me to believe is the United States actually put money for them to all pull up over in this country. And that's who's going to really pretty much take it from where it's at now. And they're all over the place and they're booming. They're opening up gas station, wig stores, restaurants great numbers. I'm serious, you guys. They're just coming in and they just ruling. Even the places where Orientals have like a nail shop. I'm telling y'all, they just taking over everything. So what I did not kind of confuse me is how is it that the American people didn't see all those people they letting up in here? They letting the Muslims and the India, the people in India over here by great numbers. I mean, for real, for real. You can go to the airport and you be wondering, like, wait, what's going on? And I'm gonna tell y'all, on the 18th of the month, the United States give them a lump sum. Mhm. Yes, 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 yes. On the 18th of the month. That's when you start seeing them all in stores. You be wondering, where are they coming? Why all of them come out this particular day? Because they get their money. They pay them while they're here. You see what I'm saying? They take care of them while they're here. They're paying them to come here and to be here. Even the college, they're just taking over the college because this is what the country did. They took out the immigrants that Biden had allowed to come in, and Trump was a part of it. All of them is a part of it. Is to keep us busy being deceived. And that's what they all, because they all knew that they were bringing them all in. They wanted all the children. They took every last one of them. They came up with 500,000 children that came across that border in the last they said 4 years, and they don't know where they at. See, y'all be thinking that these people be doing stuff. No one here in this country question. That's why I say the people in this country is just it's the dumbest people, because they don't question nothing. They don't ask, well, why is this happening? What are y'all doing with them kids? Or why is this? They don't ask nothing, you guys. They just all for it. It's like whatever. And so I wanted to bring that up and say that the question was, do you think that the Muslim played a role in the Atlantic slave trade? Which they did. They was the secondary. They was the one that switched them to British and to all them other places. And the United States got the last end of it, but all of them was a part of it. Russia wasn't, and China wasn't. But the Muslim, the Middle East, them, all them was involved in it. So when you said Ishmael, yes, they were all involved in it. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about, and let me get you all opinion on this. I was thinking the other day, which I've been thinking about it for more than one day. I was thinking, how is it, can it be, or how is it that individuals are to recognize Judah as the tribe of Judah, as the children, not the children, but the people that was chosen by the Most High? How is it that other nations or other nationalities are to embrace us? Anybody? How? Let me tell you why. I feel that it would have, I'm only saying this here, it would have been beautiful had they shared in our suffering in a way of understanding it. Not like going through it. You know how you go through it? We as our people have gone through something. But if other nationalities would have felt it, or not, how would I say it? And come on, somebody help me out here. Because it's like, it's real hard for us to think that someone is supposed to have any feeling for what we gone through. Okay, it's hard for me to even come up to any type of conclusion that they should be able, those that are even grafted in, people who are grafted in, and people who are branded by the Most High, y'all. It's like, how is it that it's no way that they're going to be able to feel what we gone through, because it wasn't for them, it was for us. You get what I'm saying? And if we have not felt what took place and why we're here, and what took place that caused us to be here, how do we expect other nationalities to feel our pain or feel our struggles and feel our hurt when it wasn't meant for them? I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, if it wasn't meant for them and it was meant for us, and here we are 100 strong and still don't know what took place, when it took place, how it took place, or do we feel the whole the whole thing, the thing from the beginning to the end. Now we ain't at the end, but we're here at the end. So when the reason why I say that is if I keep getting this feeling that how can someone understand what Judah has gone through if they are not Judah? You get what I'm saying? If you are not Judah, how would you know or how would you feel what Judah has gone through when it really wasn't for others to feel what we have gone through? You know why? Because it wasn't for them. It was for us. And when we say, here we are at the end date, and you got, if you can get 4% that realize that they are Judah, just that alone, you see? So the truth of the whole matter, the 400 years, the curse itself, and the whole idea of it, you're still lost in it because it didn't change a people. You get what I'm saying? It didn't awaken a people. It didn't turn a people to the Most High Yah. You get what I'm saying? It's very powerful just to think, because with me, I'd be wanting someone to understand that the way you can do something is not the way I can do something. You get what I'm saying? Because a society don't treat me like they would treat you. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy for one to say, oh, it's like this, and this is it here, and see this. But on this end, people don't understand that you're two different nationalities. The world is not going to treat you the same. You see what I'm saying? So I'm at this point where I'm like, is this had to be also the will of the Father? But I'm trying to grip, how did the strangers get grafted in? It had to been spiritually only, not even grafted in to know the curse itself. It was just grafted in to know the Father, and not grafted in to know where you was grafted into. You see what I'm saying? It's just pretty much you're grafted in. You know you're grafted in because you believe Yeshua HaMashiach, which is one of the brands, which is believe. You see? And you grafted in by faith and belief, but you're grafted into what? I guess it's the root, which is Christ. That's the only thing I can think of, because if Judah didn't and don't know who they are, how do we expect those that's grafted in to know Judah, who Judah is, and what Judah has gone through to the point where they good with being grafted in? So the grafted in can't be grafted in to Judah. It's grafted in those who are the spiritual Judah. And then that makes it make sense to where those that are grafted in, they coming in through the spirit realm. So they coming in what? To the root. From what level? The spirit realm. And the Israel and Judah, that's still the branches, they're the branches as well through the root. But yet the root is the spirit realm. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about spiritual grafted in to a spiritual root, because I can't seem to see why would a people have this level of trying to get what we're saying, trying to understand what we go through and what we have gone through and what we have felt throughout times. And I think it's something so important. I thought it was. You see what I'm saying? But if they're being grafted in through the root from the spirit realm, that's coming a different route. Okay, to be joined in with the branches, you come in a different route, and the branches that's going to be left are also the branches that's still detached to the root, which is still spiritual. So that's the one he's coming for. You see, those are the eternal ones. Those are the ones that's connected from the root, to where you got Judah thinking it's the whole Israel that's going to be restored back to the branch. I mean, to the tree itself as the branch. I believe that the branch is the spiritual branch that's connected to the root, which the root is the spirit. You see? And I think any other branches that's not connected is not going to be ushered in. That's the only way I could see it, feel it, and understand it. And I think that's something that a lot of us don't think of, and we really don't. And it's a lot of topics I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to show you how we so far from really. And the reason why I think about it is because I thought that if if the Gentiles are grafted in, it seems like they should have some sort of communication with who they are grafted into. And we so messed up, we thinking grafted into us. No, baby, they're not grafted into us. Oh no, they're not grafted into us. They grafted in with us. And we first have to know who us is. And I think us is the spiritual branches. You see? The branches that has already been redeemed back to the root. And see, when you see it that way, then it make a little sense that the Gentiles don't have to know fully who we are, or what we are, or who we were, or the Atlantic slave trade. It's good to know all that information. And I always thought, this is my thinking, that it's good to know it and understand it in the spirit realm. That's what I would think. But when you think of it like that, you're trying to get somebody to understand something in the flesh and trying to pull it on into the spirit realm. Because if you got 100% of Judah, okay, in America, let's say if in America you got 100% Judah, the tribe of Judah, and if you only got 4% that is knowing that it is the children of the Most High Yah, but the spiritual children, you see what I'm saying? You can't expect other nationalities to understand Judah when Judah don't understand itself. I don't know if that makes sense or not, which it does. You see, our expectations is to want the Gentiles to know us, to feel us, to feel they have done something, or all of this. We want so much, but we haven't felt the 400 years, what we do to get here, why we did what we did, how we did what we did. We even take the book and call it the word and still don't walk in it, don't talk in it, don't teach in it, don't preach in it. It's just so much Judah and Israel have not known at all within 400 and some years. They still don't know. So why is the expectation for the Gentiles to know what we gone through, what we suffered, or what we endured? The curse wasn't for them, it was for us. You get the point? You get what I'm saying? And when we expect them to have to feel us in a way of understanding what we went through, it's not gonna happen. It's not there. It's not there. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's not there. It is not there. Would it be a beautiful thing if it was? Sure, it would. But it's not there. Because it's like they don't understand that I can go into the store and buy something, and you can go into the store, a Gentile can buy something. The reality is, you got two nationalities buying something, and they're not treated equal. Now, me going in, I understand that. Why is it the other person going in can't understand that they do not treat certain people a certain way? I be expecting people to understand, I guess, what my own people don't understand and could care less to understand. So it's a lot of stuff that's down here that the Father is going to sort through, because I think I am so grateful, y'all, because guess what? You see all this talking I'm talking, when it all said and done, notice what he said. I judges the heart. So he's going to the realm of the spiritual heart that he knows already. You see what I'm saying? He's going still the spiritual route. That's how he's going to measure it, based on the spiritual route. He knows the heart of Judah and the Gentiles. That's what he's measuring it, based on the heart that heavens had assigned already. So I just think about that, how a people are waiting for a people to accept them and to make things and clear up things. I don't think the people are going to ever reach that level. I really don't. Because he didn't say it's going to get better, it's going to get worse. I think him coming to get who he's going to get is him, his mighty right hand, his stretched out arm. But it's not so much as that the world is going to receive us and say, okay, let the people go. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because even if they let the people go, guess what? The people don't know who they are. And they're going to wonder, why are you letting us go? What's going on? I don't know if y'all ever thought, Judith ever thought of that. You see how crazy that is. It's just a crazy situation that you really think about it. It don't add up. So I was just thinking about that today. You know what else I was thinking about? The two witness. What country or United States, where are the two witness location should be? Or not should, will be. Anybody know? The two witness. Anybody know where the two witness is going to appear? Does anybody know where the two witness, the Most High is sending two witness? Anybody know the two witness that the Most High will be sending, and where would we find them? Here in the United States of America, Russia, China, German, British, Israel, Middle East, Iran, Iraq? Where would you say? Okay, someone says Israel. Just a yes. Okay. You say that's a hard one. I don't think it's here. You're right. It's not here. It's Israel. It's in Israel. The two witness will be coming and will be in Israel. Okay. Let me ask you, where will the beast and the false prophet be? Where are they going to really start setting up? The beast and the false prophet. What do you think that they're going? Okay, somebody said in Israel. Okay, anybody else? That's the beast and the false prophet in Israel. Okay, that's it. That's the answer. Now this is a powerful question here. What will and what is the purpose of the two witness? What would you think would be the purpose based on what you can understand of the two witness that's going to show up in Israel? What are they coming? They're going to show up in Israel to do what? And I believe it is said also in the King James study guide that the two witness is going to show up and they're coming to do what? Anybody know? The two witness. What are they coming to do? To me, it reminds me of Matthew's chapter 24. It kind of reminds me of that as well, because it's all seemed like it's all a part of it. Okay, someone says to look for women, to look for women, to look pour light out of darkness. Okay, someone says to pour light out of darkness. Okay, anybody else? What would be the purpose of the two witness? What would they be here to do? To reveal the prophecies in the last days. Okay, someone says to reveal the prophecies in the last days. You can both add that as well. Okay, someone said a form of torment to the wicked. Okay, one thing they're going to be doing is preaching the gospel. Okay, they're going to be moving to and fro, preaching the gospel. So when I say they're going to be here preaching the gospel, what is that saying? What is that really saying? Preaching the gospel. The two witness is going to come, and their whole ideal is to come here, okay? And they're going to be preaching the gospel. Preaching the gospel. Power pulling up. Yes, yes. So preaching the power. There you go. That's it. That's it. There you both of you right. See, you see what I'm saying? That's what they're coming to do. See, this is why we can't get confused in Matthew's 24. And I think it's 24 verse 14, where it says, and The gospel shall be preached in all the world. And then, you get what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell y'all something, which I've said to y'all several times. 99.15 trillion didn't know that the gospel in which Yeshua HaMashiach came was the power. The only one really taught it was Paul to the Gentiles. Paul taught that thing. He told them it is the power of Yah. You remember Yeshua? He kept saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He was letting us know his power is right here at hand. He's going to throw down all those miracles and signs and wonders. It was about his power. Do you believe the multitude followed him because of the word? No, they was following him because of the power. You hear me? The power alone, people followed him. You see? So you see how many churches and many places of worship and many places where we fellowship, they always talk about, we're going to come, we need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel. They never knew that the gospel was attached to the power, and the power was attached to the gospel. So now we in 2026, they still saying the same thing without knowing that the gospel is the power of the Father. So when I'm sitting here thinking in Matthew's, and I'm like, wait a minute now, you said that in Matthew's. Same thing that the two witnesses coming to do. They come to preach the gospel. They finna pull up with that power. You hear me? That's what they get ready to do. See, it's showing you back in Romans chapter 1. Let me get that right quick. Let me show you how. And I would tell anybody, don't ever say nothing about Paul, because Paul was teaching some things in Romans chapter 1. And let me show you exactly where it's at. Here it is. Romans chapter 1, verse 16. This is Paul. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. See, they think they should supposed to be on these TVs, y'all, and on this YouTube and all this, teaching all this word, they words in which they connect, and they think that's the pop. They think that's the gospel, baby. It ain't never been the gospel. That ain't never been the gospel. Nor did you, let me tell you something else. Did you hear Yeshua coming to preach the gospel? Did you hear him say, I come to preach the gospel and brought words? No, he brought power. He brought power. And we missed it. That's why how do y'all think these churches got built up like this? Based on words. They needed a book. They used the Bible. They needed words out of a book because they didn't know that the gospel was truly the power. It was the power. And what did Yeshua come down here doing? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You know why? He was letting them know all of who the Father is at hand. He finna show up and show out. You see? And how did he do that? With his power. Many people probably wouldn't even read it if it wasn't for all the things, the miracles and signs and wonders, which was the power. You see? Okay? So the two witnesses are gonna do the same thing. They're gonna be showing the power. And as you said earlier, prophesying 1,200 60 days clothes in sackcloth. Prophesying. What are they going to be prophesying? That which has already been spoken. They're going to pick up what is to come. And still, like Sister Deborah, like you all, you're supposed to tell people what is to come. Because they ain't listening to what happened back in this day, this day, this day. Look how they take Deuteronomy 28. They pull out the yoke around your neck and the slave ship. That's it. They won't pull out nothing else to read it to say, well, okay, This is the key. This is why we're here. This is how we got here. And we need our tails whooped. That's what they should be saying. But they saying somebody else need to be killed and destroyed because they over here on a curse mission. You see? And this stuff like that makes me lost in trying to figure out what Father 400 and some years for nothing. It's just like Noah. I don't know how many years that somebody said 100 years he built the ark. I don't know if that's true or not, but look how long it took him, and then one person wake up to go into the ark. All them years. You see, it's just like you sit back and you wonder. You say, all these years, but I'm finna unlock some things, and it's gonna make y'all wonder about some things. Okay, so you all got that right, and yes, they're gonna be prophesying that during that time, they're gonna be prophesying, and they're gonna be throwing down with power, miracles, not miracles and signs. They're gonna be doing things as far as power because they're gonna be prophesying, and they're gonna be power over water to turn them into blood, and they're gonna smite the earth with all plagues. See, they come. See that power? You see that? That's what they're coming for. And they going right over there. Where who's there? Who's going to be there? Anybody know? Who's going to be over in Israel during that time? The beast and the false prophet. They're going to have to set up their place. Okay? The beast and the false prophet. Something strange came to me, y'all. It says, I think in Revelation 13, that the beast is going to give, no, that dragon is going to give up his seat. So y'all help me here, because y'all can this is something I was wondering. It said the beast is going to give up his seat. Not the beast, the dragon, which is Satan, is going to give up his seat. Do you hear that? Satan got a seat. My thing, Satan's seat has to be here in the United States. I believe in New York, where the synagogue is set up. And this is why people here cannot understand why the United States have to bow down to Israel. So if Satan going to give up his seat and his power to the beast, what seat is that? Is there another seat over in Israel where the beast and the Antichrist is going to be seated? And where will the United States be during the time of the beast and the Antichrist? Anybody can answer that? Okay, let me read some. Right. And that's, it's confusing with me, because I'm like saying, so everybody out here preaching, they say they preaching the gospel. Every church said, we are preaching the gospel. Everybody, I was just looking at that today. Everybody talking about they're preaching the gospel. They ain't revealing no power, none whatsoever. The gospel to them is being able to get in this book and get somebody a lesson. They don't know it's detached to the power. Okay. The false prophet and the beast. So that's right. That was right. That's who's going to be over there. You're right. Let me see what you say. They already have towns and streets. They do. Just can't see it. They already got the towns and streets named after them. I would put nothing past them. Okay. And even when I think of that, I think of, okay, the two witnesses, what would be their purpose? You get what I'm saying? What would be their purpose? I guess to show the beast and the false prophet that they don't rule nothing. That's the only thing I can think of. Yes, they do. Oh wow. They already prepared for their false prophet. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. So you see how this country, the people in this country, they keep talking about why is United States fighting a war with Israel? Why is the United States doing this with Israel? Israel doing this for Israel? Why is the United States giving Israel all this money? You get what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all that Israel owns this country. I keep telling I don't know why, and I've been knowing that for years. I mean, when I was a teenager. And let me tell you how I used to say it. I used to say that America is the crutch for Israel until y'all deal with them. That's what I used to say all the time. I was no more than 17, 16, 17 years old when I used to think like that. I said, the United States is the crutch. You know, the one you get on and you walk with, the crutch for Israel. And here it is today. I'm 16 and 17 thinking like that. Here it is today. This country trying to figure out why America keep doing all of this for Israel. And that's why people be looking at Donald Trump all cockeyed. Why is he doing this and why is he doing everything Israel tell him? See, a lot of people, they really don't. They say they know, but they do not know. They say they see, they cannot see. They say they hear, but they cannot hear. Now, just imagine this country here. Just imagine if they really knew that the Antichrist and the false prophet it's going to be seated in Israel. It should give them some sort of ideal of why Israel. So Israel has got to be more than just Israel. You see what I'm saying? Who the president and who is he? To me, I think I think he's going he's somewhere along the line. I think I'm gonna tell you what I've been thinking, that they're gonna he gonna start going underground, to get out the scene, because his job is to set everything up, okay, from this. And I think he done, oh y'all, he's done a lot, especially, oh, would you say AC, the Antichrist? Okay, okay, then got you. And you don't hear too many people connecting that, but that could be true because he's setting up so much to go according to that could be true because he's setting up too much. And to me, just everything he's setting up for who? The false prophet and the beast and the false prophet. He's the setup guy. He's moving things into that area for them and preparing, that for them. You see? So around about now, just looking, that's I was telling y'all about Iran over there fighting with them. I believe that's just a cover up. I think that's I think that's to throw the people in this country and in Iran because they need to eliminate the population. And they don't care about the lives of the people. They in this together. Okay. Yeah. Who can fight against the beast? Yeah. So, and even looking at how the one world system is going to be set up. But honestly, y'all, I'm waiting for Obama to pull up. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm waiting for Obama to pull up. And then this is another thing that bothered me. I said, why they keep sticking him in here like he's going to jail, he being arrested? Oh, Obama was arrested. That's throw off, y'all. It's a lot of things they doing is throwing people off. Obama, you can't arrest Obama for what? When you didn't arrest Donald Trump for what he did, it doesn't make any sense. It's a setup to me. It's to throw the whole focus off of what's actually taking place. What's actually is taking place. And then also somebody's going to come up, and if you say he's the AC, remember somebody's going to come up and say peace and bring everything into a level of a peace. And then it says when they say peace, peace, and then you see what I'm saying? So even the false, not the false, but the two witnesses got to come on the scene real soon. I mean, like soon. I mean, when I get to Revelation 14, we out of here already. I mean, those that are leaving out, they out already. They're out of this country. So I believe that the Roman Catholic made people think it was called rapture. Okay. But it wasn't rapture. It was Yah coming and getting his remnant out. You see? And I believe his remnant is a collective of all four corners people. I don't think it's just the Hebrew Israelite in the tribe of Judah. I really don't. I think it's going to be the strangers also, the Gentiles. They're going to be connected. I believe when we are going through, I think Israel and Judah, I believe they're going to the wilderness. But I believe that he's when doing this purging and doing this taking the rebels out. I believe he's still going to have everyone coming out at the same time. I really do. I mean, and we can't really go by what they telling us, y'all. We can't. We just got to hear from the inner man, the Father telling us what's what. Now, one thing I was thinking about that was really powerful was in Ecclesiastics. In Ecclesiastics, it says in chapter 1 and verse 15. In Ecclesiastics chapter 1 and verse 15, it says, what which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. Okay? It's saying that which is crooked cannot be made straight. Who is that crooked, y'all? Who is that? Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. That which is wanting cannot be numbered. Who is that? The serpent sees. That's it. That's what I'm wondering. Whether the United States, I'm like saying, I think we're more closer than we are far away from really what's taking place. I think so. The serpent seed. That's right. But look how it talks about that they're not coming to be, they're not going to. It's just off the chain, y'all. It's just like saying that how could all this time and people never teach or talk to people? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 3 so I can show you what I'm talking about. And this gets frustrating to me because I'm like saying, but Father, these people don't know nothing about none of this. And it's like, well, wait a minute, hold up, Father. Y'all, they don't even know nothing about this. And it makes you wonder, it says that, let me see if I got this right. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse and listen to this here. I want you to listen to this. Hey, wait a minute, big book. I got a big one here. It's too big to even. In Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 3. Now listen to this here. Can you imagine when what is that? Restrainer is removed from the earth. What it's going to be like? Oh man. Don't even start there. Boy, I'm telling you, I want to be out. Don't even think, no. Okay, watch this here. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 3. Sorry is better than laughed. No, this is not it. This is not. Come on now, Deborah. You know that was, no. 13. 7, chapter 7, Ecclesiastes, verse 13. Consider the work of God. For who can make the straight, watch this here, which he has made crooked? You see that? Listen to what it says. Consider the work of God. For who can make that straight which he has made crooked? What do y'all get with that? How would you put that in? How about that? Put that in words. Deborah, you ain't got no sense. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. Consider the work of Yah. For who can make that straight which he has made crooked? Y'all see that? Yes. So if you say the crooked is the serpent seed, it's going. You see what I'm saying? That what happened that they weren't able to teach and preach and minister that to people? Why? Why weren't they? Because it would, to me, it seemed like it would make more of us think seconds in what we are and how we are conducting ourselves, what we are doing, and we would want to be better. But okay, Genesis chapter. Wait a minute, where we at? Genesis chapter 3:15. Right. And going back to Genesis from the beginning. You're right. That's a good one. But wait a minute now. In Ecclesiastes, he said, consider the work of Yah. For who? Who can make the straight which he has made crooked? See, people, it's not somebody doing something to you. It's not somebody bothering you. Yah has already, he has already set the earth and those that are here in their heart. You see what I'm saying? So when it said in Ecclesiastes, when he said in chapter 1 and verse 15, that which is crooked cannot be made straight. You see? That's why I was saying to you all, we really can't think that we can just assume that everybody's straight. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody crooked. That's the way this world deal. That's why they got all the churches on every corner. Some of them got 2 churches on the corner. You got all these places of worship. Why haven't they taught people that? so people can check and see, am I crooked or am I straight? I mean, you might think, like you said, Genesis 3:15. Am I the serpent seed or am I the spiritual seed? See, they didn't, I call it spirit and truth. They didn't give spirit and truth to the people. And now the people walking in darkness calling it light. You get what I'm saying? Okay. That's why I always say to the creator is A to Z in control. That's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. So let's go to Philippians chapter 2 and verse 15. So what I'm trying to show y'all is those that Yah has sent down here crooked, we cannot make them straight. You see? And this is what is being said, and it's in here so many times, you wonder why no one ever taught it. I'm going to be honest. I stayed in the church, and I have not. Everything that I be telling y'all, let me tell you, I learned none of it from in a brick wall church. None of it. I learned it through the Holy Spirit. Okay? He said A to Z in control. I know that's right. Now, watch this here in the book of Philippians. Now, we're going all the way from Ecclesiastes to Philippians. Watch this here. Tell me what you think about this one. And it's chapter 2, Philippians chapter 2 and verse 15. What does this say? That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of the crooked and perverted verse nation, among whom ye shine as light in the world. Now here we go again. Now, y'all gonna have to, now I want y'all to take this in. Take this in what is said in Philippians chapter 2 and verse 15, and see if you understand what this is saying. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked, perverse nation. Perverse nation. You get what I'm saying? Why that right there? I'm gonna see if y'all can see the mystery in that. Watch this here. Nation among whom ye shine as lights in the world. What is going on there? That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of, you're in the midst of a crooked and perversive nation. But where are you at? Right in the midst. You see that? You see that? You're right in the midst. Because you're the light. So what is it said? If you're in the midst, what is all around you? What is that all around you? See, he's actually letting you know. You know how I told you how he's going to hold us blameless, harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Yah is coming for a people, inside of a people. He's not coming for what everybody thinks. And he shouldn't have to. And that's where I feel that it's sad, because we can't even identify ourselves as the body of Christ. You see? The body of Hamashiach. You see? Right here he's saying the light You in the midst of a crooked world, in a sense, perverted nation. You right in the midst of the world. You're not on the end of it, in front of it, or in the back of it. You right in the midst. I told y'all. I've been teaching that for the last 9 months. We right in the midst of darkness. I keep telling y'all. And that's why he's saying, Deborah, bring light out of the midst of darkness. Because what? That's all I'm around. So should I just bring darkness? See, this is what people don't focus or don't pay any attention to. You see, they would look at this here coming from Paul. And if you look at what it's saying, it's actually letting you know that the Father is going to hold his blameless, harmless. Remember the ones he said he's coming to get, he's going to clean up. That's why he's going to clean you up. That's why it's a certain people. It is a people inside of a people. But even though you're a people inside of the people, why would he say he gonna hold? He said you're gonna be blameless, knowing that ain't everybody have sinned on the earth. Everybody have done iniquity. He don't care about that. He said, I'm gonna still hold you blameless. I'm gonna still hold you blameless. See, when we look at it the way it's telling us, and then we bring the Ruach in on it, it'll show you that the Father is actually telling you the same thing he said in Ezekiel 36, when he said he's coming for you and take you out. Here he's not even calling. Here it got to be Paul. So if it's Paul, he talking to the Gentiles too. That's what I was saying to y'all early. I think the ones that he's bringing out, I know the Roman Catholic and Jesuits, they taught these people that it's called rapture. No, it is a people inside of a people. And what he's saying here, Paul is saying, you're in the midst. You're the light in the midst of them. Now, do the darkness see you? No, they don't care. It's too much darkness. You're in the midst. What are you? You guys, Paul is actually telling you that you're in the midst of a crooked and perversive nation. Watch this here. Among whom ye shine as the what? World. But you sitting among. And that's why y'all probably didn't understand that lesson I was talking about. As far as, remember I did that lesson where it's the circle and you in the middle. See that? Did y'all see that message that I did where I drew a circle, all black lines, and then you in the center? What I tell you? Now that was something the Spirit gave me. Now here Paul sitting here saying it right here. Paul is saying it right here. That lesson I was teaching y'all, and then I know some of y'all probably felt that I was saying that, your husband is the darkness and your wife is the darkness, your kids is the darkness. I'm saying the same thing we talking here. Anybody that's crooked, y'all made them crooked. That's what we talking about. But it ain't for us to say you crooked. You the darkness. That ain't for us. But we should know them. What did he say? But thou shalt know them by their fruit. But it ain't for us to apply our fruit to their fruit. It's for us to let them be who they are, and we are to be who we are. But what is happening, that circle of darkness, in that circle I was showing you, you get tied up in it. And you become the circle itself, and now you're no longer the light in the center. So be careful with that. Be very careful with that. Okay? But this is a beautiful one that Paul said, because it's letting you know you in the center. Just like that picture I was showing y'all. I think it was 3 days ago, with the light being in the center. Exactly what I was saying. And that's even me, myself, that's how I feel. That I'm right in the midst. So if I'm in the midst of a crooked, y'all, pervertive nation, should I be giving food that's dark or should I be giving food that is light? I'm supposed to be giving food that is dark. Now, what is all around me? Food. I mean, I'm supposed to be giving food that is light. The light, the food for spirit and truth that rest in the light. What is all around me? Darkness. You see how easy it is for many of these pastors, these priests, these bishops, these popes, these apostles, these prophets, these Maureen, these seers, these watchmen. You see how easy for them to give the people darkness, food for their flesh. It's just that easy. Because they're around. They not the light itself. They're the crooked ones that's teaching the nations the things that makes them comfortable, but don't give them nothing for their spirit. Okay, so I think of that, and I think of when he's talking about crooked. So don't think that you making somebody crooked. You cannot make nobody crooked. People, you can't make nobody straight. You can make yourself be about that light in the center, which he said is the light of the world. That's where we should supposed to be. Okay? Yeah, that's the one with the little black, the little white, yellow circle, and it's and that's exactly what it is. And I'm just sitting here looking at Paul. I wish I could have pulled that verse out because that's exactly what the picture was. The light sitting in the center while the darkness all around it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm just still saying that, it's just, so don't ever think that it's you that's causing people to be who they are. But the good part is about it, you should feel good in who you are. And don't feel bad that somebody else is who they are. Guess why? The same one made you, made them. You get what I'm saying? He's going to let the sun shine on them like the sun going to shine on you. You see? He's going to let the rain come on you. He's going to let the rain come on them. It's just that he's handpicked his own, y'all. And I don't know why people won't give him that. He can pick out whoever. He picked it out. He did it before the foundation of the world. But who's to say? It's no way you're going to be a potter of the clay and the clay telling you how to mold them. It don't make sense, people. But this is the mindset of the people. How can you be a potter of clay telling the potter how to make you? Or how you controlling the potter? The one that molds you, shaped you. It just doesn't make any sense. But that's what this world is built up on. I'm going to go into Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 2. In the book of Acts chapter 2 and verse 40. You know what's strange about this, y'all? This is Paul. Paul talking to the Gentiles. You see what I'm saying? When I said it earlier about the branches, I don't think those that are grafted in is being grafted into Judah or Israel. They're being grafted into the root, which is Christ. You get what I'm saying? So they don't have to meet the expectation of Judah and Israel. For what? They don't even meet their own expectation. So how is they expecting other nations to meet the expectation and recognize them when they don't recognize themselves? Hello. That's what I was talking about earlier. So in Acts chapter 2, in the book of Acts chapter 2 and verse 40, it says, and with many other words did he testify. Nope, that's not it. What you do, Deborah? Untoward generation. No, I think he's saying the same thing. It's saying it. I think he's saying it I think, yeah, it said it when it says, I think this is Acts chapter 2 and verse 40. And with many other words did he testify and exalt, saying, save yourselves from this unword generation. So it's a messed up generation. Save yourself from it. Don't put yourself, and don't go judging people to the level of saying you the serpent seed, you the Satan seed, and you the dark seed, and no. You just be the light among whatever kind of seed that's out there. How about that? Didn't he say you are the light of the world? You are in the midst of all that darkness. So you just remain the light. But what I was saying in that lesson is so many people give up their light and start to go and serve darkness. Don't get caught out there. Don't get caught out there, because I'm gonna tell y'all something that I'm not gonna lie to you about it. I don't think we know enough to think that we can know the mind of Yah when it come down to his judgment. Because we can sit on this earth and we can just put everybody in the line to the narrow gate if we want to. But I don't think he gonna play. I don't think he played, and I don't think he gonna play. Okay? I think he knows what he did and what he done. And he gonna be about what he did and what he done. And I know we can go around. Let's look at all these people preaching. What did it tell them about the power? They would deny the power they're in. So when we sitting here talking about the light of the power being the gospel, you see where he got it covered, letting you know that they deny the power they're in. They want to teach this word from these books, but they don't want to let the power rest therein. They want to teach it as if it's a book at the library, a book that they can understand and they can comprehend and they can manipulate you in. But they fail to realize. No, they ain't fail to realize they don't give a rat's behind. They love deception instead of truth. Okay? And the fruits of the Spirit shows the fruit of the Spirit. I know that's right. What you say make you cry. I know that's right. Sister Deborah is always, and it's a powerful thing to be in that state of mind, because you just so thankful for him, but then you also feel sad, but you still feel for him to be in all that he is, you know what I'm saying? And you just begin to just glorify him and thanking him for all that he has been. So the next one was Deuteronomy 32 and verse 5. Deuteronomy 32. I think somebody used to say something about this here, Deuteronomy 32. I don't know what it was they said, but let's go there. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 5. Let's see. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 5. And it reads, they have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. Okay? They are perverse and crooked generation. Now, do you know that he's talking about Israel and Judah? So this is the point I was trying to teach you all in the last 2 years. Judah really messed up. They didn't taught this thing all the way wrong. And they didn't taught it like, cost you Judah, you the everything. I couldn't see. Let me tell y'all something. I do not believe ever that Yah would be this creator who allowed you to come down here to do him wrong from the beginning to the end, and he coming for you to take you somewhere like you didn't been right all the time, but you just in the world of sin. No, you've been wrong all the time, and you've been in the world of sin and don't give a rat's behind about him and who he is and what he is. But yet you think that he's supposed to just take you and yeah, they got that all wrong. I'm gonna be honest, they didn't talk that stuff all wrong. Them Israelite men, they got that stuff all wrong. Because listen to this here. And if you don't see the mystery in this one here, listen to this. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 5. Listen to what he says. You have to understand, who is he talking to? The Levites in charge of the book of the law. Listen to what he said. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not of my children. See, they got this thing telling these people, because you is the true Jews, we're the true Jews. This is our book is talking about. If it's talking about you, why you still haven't understood anything? And you've been here 400 years. Now, listen to what he was saying in verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of my children. Okay? They are perverse. I can't seem to perverse and crooked generation. So you think he playing today? What make a people think that they are exempt when he coming for a people inside of a people? Look how he's telling you right here, back in Deuteronomy 32. Them selves, they have corrupted. Their spot is not the spot of my children. See, they didn't know that Yah's children, yes, they sin. They do things they ain't got no business doing. Those are the ones he's coming to get out, y'all. He's not coming for these people here. He's right here telling them in Deuteronomy, you're not my children. You're not the ones that are mine. But we today, he's saying it, same thing yesterday, he's saying it today. So when you think of him coming for the small remnant, you think of him having a narrow gate. You think of him having a 144. Is he telling us in all these examples, I'm not coming for everybody. I'm coming from a people inside of a people. But you can't tell these people nothing. Now, my last one is in Psalms 125. Psalms 125 and verse 5. You can't tell them. You can't say nothing to them. And if you see the stuff that they're doing, and their nation and their own people are not saying anything, and if you see, like I was explaining to you all yesterday, I know that video wasn't that clear, and maybe the voice wasn't that clear, but I found, yeah, I wrote down, guess what I wrote down? That video, so you all can check it out. And it's a sad thing because it matches Genesis chapter 6 verse 1 without adding giants and fallen angels. They doing that today without the where's the giants? Where's the giants having the women? Come on now, come on. You know who's the giant? Want me to tell you who the giant is? The elites. That's the giants. The fallen angels, that's the demonic spirits that's working with them. You see how they missed it? Why y'all out here clowning, talking about the fallen angels and the giants? They already been on the scene. They've been in this. The giants is the power punchers that's out here that's got those 5,000 children. That's actually out here doing this stuff to these kids. They are ruling this. Those are real giants. Those are the real monsters And who's backing them up? Darkness, demons, demonics, evil spirits. Those are the angels. See, they trying to get you wrapped into. I'm telling you, while you on the left side, you on the right side, getting this stuff packed down, trying to get some understanding. They're on the left side throwing all kind of darts, so you won't be able to figure this thing out. But that's that message I was giving you all. And then you hear these men talking. I'm like, wait a minute. No, they ain't coming from there. They came strictly in the year 2000. What's this here? March 2026. They spoke. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. See, the men hid it in Genesis chapter 6, so y'all wouldn't know. That's why everybody keep riding on the fallen angels and the giants, because you want to throw everything off. And they did an excellent job, because what they're doing today match Genesis chapter 6. And that video is all about men saying the same thing that's happening today. They have no idea what Sister Deborah is saying that would give them some understanding. See, I got the mystery to get them some understanding why this here has to be like this. Because they're trying to figure out, how could people get away with this? How could this be? But it's because this is the prophecy, baby. Go to Genesis 6. There's your prophecy. And when they see it, then they say, oh, there it is. See, but they don't know. They don't know. They just in this world going to and fro. Like I said, clowns. So when you get to Psalms 125 and verse 5, 125 and verse 5, it says, as for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, Yah shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity. But peace shall be upon Israel. Peace shall be upon Israel. So who you think he's talking to? If you read the whole 125, he's actually telling you, he's talking to the first one he's talking to. Listen to what he said. He said in verse 5, as for such as turned aside unto their crooked ways. He's talking about Israel. He's still talking about Israel, but he's talking about Israel. Watch this here. Their crooked ways, Yah shall lead them forth with the works of their iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel. That's the people inside of Israel. Peace going to be upon them. This is what people don't understand. All you have to do is read the whole Psalms 125. You'll realize, wait a minute. He's talking about Israel. But why is he saying two separate things? One, Israel is going to be peace, and one, he's going to turn over to iniquity. Well, what is he doing? He's telling you that it's two types of Israel. There's an Israel of the flesh, and there's an Israel of the spirit. That's what people don't understand. That's why I say, when we get to the point where we want everybody to know who we are, you don't know who you are. You still don't know. Because when you read Psalms 21, Psalms 125, he's talking about the whole Israel. But when he get to talking about in verse 5, as for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, he's talking about Israel. You see? He's going to lead them. He said he's going to, and them, he let you know, and to them. No, that's verse 4. And he said, turn aside unto their crooked ways, Yah shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity. But peace shall be upon Israel. This is what confuses them, because they're thinking that they are Israel and they only grip at the Israel that's for Yah. They ain't gripping at the Israel that's against Yah. The crooked one, you see? The one that was made crooked. The one that he said he would lead them forth with the workers of iniquity. They ain't looking at them. They just look at this here saying, but peace shall be upon Israel. And they just figure, oh, that's all of Israel. They don't understand, y'all. Because no one never really taught. Because all the things that we learned from somewhere else. And then when it was time to really learn, we was without. We was without understanding. And here we stand today, able to fully understand, but still we are without understanding. Guess why? The key is at the beginning of this topic. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. So it ain't even us as Israel and Judah. We can't even get Israel and Judah in line. I knew we couldn't anyway. I'm looking at the Father. Wait a minute, Father, you gave him 400 years. If you gave them 400 years and they still ain't mounted up to, it's no way they're going to find a way. It's no way. But instead, they did what? They went the way still that they were before they got over here. See, a lot of y'all didn't know they did you. Yes, they did. They went the same way. Don't forget, people, they were in their own promised land, wealthy. You see, they had everything. But they went over there doing the identical thing that they're doing over here. You see, this is the reason why they weren't able to really, what you would call, truly awaken. Because the first thing they should have awakened to is the fact that, okay, this is a curse. What is it saying in Deuteronomy 28? They didn't take the part where he pleaded with them. Please get right. Please do this right. Please. They didn't take that. They threw that away. Then they went over to Deuteronomy 28, the middle of it, and they began to get the ship and the yoke around their neck and took off running. And then went to the slave trade in the history books on the slave trade, and that was it. They never returned to get what they should have gotten, to find out why is it that Judah's men are like the way they are. It's right there in Deuteronomy 28. That they would leave their children. It tells them everything. But what they would say, the women got on welfare and put them out. And it's sitting there looking at them right there in Deuteronomy, telling them everything. See how if they would have just taken, now I ain't gonna say if they would have, everything is still going according to the Father's way. Because to me, it just shows you this was a perverted, crooked generation. After generation, they never gave one generation, never gave the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Here we are, 400 and something years. We still ain't found our way home. You see? So it's a strange thing, but we want the world to know who we are, but we don't even know who we are. Okay. Oh yeah, that's another way to show the twos. Yeah. You said the kings of the world is in Psalms 2. What was that? Okay, I'm trying to see. You got Psalms 2 as if is it Psalms 2 or oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying in Psalms 2. Yeah. But look who they're against. The anointed ones. The light. You get what I'm saying? Look at that Psalms 2. Let's cover that. Psalms chapter 2. Listen to what it says. Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and rulers take counsel together against Yah and against his anointed, saying. See, that's what people keep forgetting. when he said the anointed, not the anointed, the anointed, that's a people that's spiritual. You see? And this is what I heard a lot of these pastors say. Everybody be trying to be spiritual. Everybody be trying to be spiritual. You see? They didn't lost their way. Because if they had sense enough to bring it back spiritual, they can see the light. What light do you think that represents spirit? The light. The spirit is like unto a light. So why not give people the information that's rounding that's set in the spirit? Because the spirit is like unto a light, and the light is like unto a spirit. When you want to teach people that, no, we can't deceive them that way. We can't deceive them. And right here, he's telling you right here in Psalms, David is saying that it's they're against Yah and who? His anointed. Saying, this is what they were saying, but I'm just showing you. They're against Yah and his anointed ones. Who is his anointed one? The ones that's carrying the light. That's in the midst of a crooked, perverted nation. And they are the light of the world. See, that's where the problem is at. It's just like the power. Nobody wants to really understand it and embrace the fact. And it ain't so much as to me, it's to the point where everything is plainly seen. It ain't something that's too hard that you can't see. Everything is right before you. Just looking you dead in the face, but no one wants to see it for what it is. It's like, let's go back in darkness and pull out what it was and see how we can weigh it from that level. No one wants to see it in the light, you see. Would you say that YT? I'm crazy. I don't even know what YT. What's YT? I'm not hip, I'm telling you. Yep, what's YT? YouTube. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. But that's another. But you know what level that is? Do y'all understand what level that is? These platforms is at a level that's off the chain. It is not the level of CNN. It's not the level of Donald Trump, Biden. These platforms. Their level is with the elites. See, that's what a lot of people don't know either. Their level is with the elites. I'm just so what you want me to tell you what throws me all the way off is when I sit back and watch them in full control of all our information and all our business. Let me give you one. This country alone, and I'm sure other countries have it too, have accepted this AI to come in and put all their information out there. Did y'all know that's what AI is doing? Making sure everybody have all of your information that wants it. It's out there so clear, they can come knock on your door at any time. That's how, and that was the purpose of it, is to make sure all of your business is out in the atmosphere. You see? That's how they're going to break you. They're going to say, you did something. And you're going to say, no, I was here in Chicago. No, it shows you was in Florida. When they finish with you, they got your location. They got your phone. They're going to switch that phone, saying that show that the phone was in Florida and you wasn't in Chicago when you know you ain't never been in Florida. But that's how they're going to do it. But it's going to show your phone. They got all your information to do that, y'all. All of your information. And see, people in this country had no idea. Even if they did, it didn't matter. Because they go with Trump and all his wicked he does. And they clapping and praising him. The more he sent all them young men that went over there to that thing, they didn't even understand. You're going over there to be killed, baby. It's called deep, what is it? Depopulation. People, they didn't care about the trade center. They didn't care about the planes, people full of planes. It was in the planes. They didn't care about the Pentagon. They didn't care about none of those things that happened and how many lost. All the fire department lost their life. They didn't care about none of that, even though they planned it. And then what hurts me, you got all these people who got their own newsroom now talking about what they going back and telling it all now, but it don't matter. It's too late. They got away with it for too long. And that same thing what I say, this country here, Donald Trump ain't doing nothing to them. They hanging their own self. They hanging their own self. Everything he does, everybody clapping, knowing that at any time y'all put y'all foot out, they can't do as much as they can do as they doing. But when you don't put that right foot out, they got you. They got you. Because with this AI, I don't care if they get digital or whatever. They talk about this digital towards your money. Whatever they got that AI. And that AI, you're constantly giving them your information. It's too late. They got everything. They got everything on you now. So it's nothing you can really do. They just told me about digital ID. And I didn't know that was it's called real ID. Everybody get a real ID. I didn't know that that's the digital. I didn't know that. And it's following you everywhere you go. The ID, it's got a tracker in it. The new license called real ID. They say you can go back in and cancel it out. And that's what I'm going to do with mine, because I didn't know that was what it was. As a matter of fact, I didn't know I was getting a real ID, but they said it, but I didn't know what that was. But now I'm going to cancel it out. But even if I don't cancel it out or whatever, he said you will drink poison and it will not harm you. So I got you. I got you. Because what I'm seeing today, hey, this stuff is off the chain. And everybody approving everything in the way this world is done. And it's nothing nobody can do now, because too many in the world then approved it and made it what it is. Matrix, yeah. Yeah, all the cameras are connected. That's how they get the ID. I didn't know that. The ID got a tracking on it. And no matter what you go or what you do, it's tracking you. And that's how they're going to switch those, the digital, they're going to switch it in the same system of your ID. See, I didn't know that. And it's going to track you. You ain't going to be able to buy, sell, and whatever, But this is what they say. You see? So it's all with the digital. They making you think it's the digital going to come in to try to tell you how to spend your money or whatever. But it's going to have to be connected to your ID. Now they're telling some people, they're telling everybody, though, that you can't travel unless you got a real ID. See, you see how they got you? They got you. They got you real good. They got you real good. Because everything they're doing, they locking you in for a system. But what I'm surprised about is, what is this beast and this Antichrist going to be over there? And what is that connected to here? Because this is the stomping ground here. This is the headquarters. Okay. This is what keeps other countries off of Israel over here. That's why I know it's some power here, because this is what keeps everything off of Israel. This is what make Russia stand down, China stand down, the United States. So he has to bring United States down first and foremost. You see, I knew he was going to get Israel, but Israel might be got quicker than we think, because when after the two witnesses, then he said, telling them to flee to the mountain. Yes, he ain't talking to United States. He's talking to over there. Now, this is the problem I'm having, Is the United States going to be down already? I see us gone on Revelation 14. That's it. He says, I see Yeshua HaMashiach with 144 in Mount Zion in Revelation 14. So already there. So somewhere real soon, y'all. Real soon. Sooner than what we might have thought. Because you have to be up out of here. You have to be out, So I would suggest any and everybody to don't go the dark way. Just stay in the light and keep Father, the Most High Yah, your first and your last. Keep him in front of you, on every side of you. Keep him in your mouth, your tongue, your thoughts, your eyes, your ears. Keep him in your heart. I mean, just make sure you know that he's there. He's there. He's there. Because, hey, one thing you want to be is out of here. Because I really believe that the Jesuits and the Roman Catholic told those people there's going to be a rapture. And the people ain't worried about nothing. They figure, hey, they can do whatever they want in the world. Come that time, they're going to go to the rapture. Yeah, the facial thing, too. That's on your ID. Yep. They say that's how they walking around seeing you everywhere you go. They're using the facial. But they say it's connected to that ID. See, I didn't know that. They can do whatever they want. I thought it's throwing out of your way. So I heard that you can go and turn it in and get your original back. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I got scheduled to do. But, and one guy was explaining about taxes and how they can't come after you as far as taxes. And when they was taking taxes, they was really robbing. They was breaking the law and all this in this country. And I'm like saying, but they done it so long. These people, they just take this country and took everything that they could possibly take. I don't even think they can't take your integrity, but they can't take your spirit either. But they took everything that has to do with your flesh, even though it might not look like it in your realm. But guess you just don't know it yet. But you'll find it out. Just give yourself just what to say. The song said, just a little while longer. Just a little while longer. Oh, that's how they do their one world system. Yep. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope you got something out of it, because I did. And I thank the Most High for each and every last one of you all joining Sister Deborah. And I hope you all, I pray that you all have a wonderful evening. And I will be back. So I say, his name is who name? I saw that his name is I don't even know how to pronounce that. Who is that individual? The tax guy. That's the tax guy. And they want you, they telling everybody nobody pay taxes, nobody do they taxes and pay taxes no more. I mean, that's what they telling the people in this country. Telling people to don't pay your taxes and don't do your taxes this year. Yeah, y'all might as well sit down. Y'all signed too many okays with this country. This country, it's going to bring you down either or. They're going to bring you down. They're going to bring you down. So I, Sister Deborah, said, I, Sister Deborah, shall and will be back. Okay, you said, did you see him on Redact? Yes, I did see him. I seen him. Yep, I did. That's where I saw it from. Because I watched them. They're more so, but I don't like them. I don't like them because they're naive. They can get really naive about Donald Trump. One minute they telling on them. Next minute they joining them. I don't get with them. and they be having all those people on there that's telling you a lot of good information, but it's like they 1 minute they saying one thing, the next minute they saying something different. So they're a really good news teller, about a lot of stuff, but they don't stand on it because they also know about everything I be talking about as far as the 9/11, the taking the people homes in 2008, and what took place in 2004. They know all about everything, but they don't do nothing with it. That's what bothers me about them. They have it, and all the professional people who's involved is CIA, the FBI, and the all the military people who retired. They still ain't doing nothing. All of them just getting together to be on this YouTube, but yet ain't nobody doing nothing about nothing. Oh, yeah, that's a good way. I never thought of to say it like that, but that's a good way. That you are right. Correct. Okay, you're right. They hold truth in unrighteous. And I be waiting for them because I watch them. I be waiting for them to, okay, now y'all all spies and y'all used to be work with this here. You work with Trump. You worked in the White House. You worked with the CIA. You worked with the FBI. And all of y'all got good stuff, but you're not doing anything. You're not saying anything toward nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I just said, forget it. It's the way that the Father gonna let it continue, because they ain't nobody gonna come out and tell the truth. But okay, then Sister Deborah says, I will and I shall be back. And I said to everyone, shalom, and can't win. There you go. Can't win. I feel that you can't win. I feel that because I be saying that all the time. You just can't win. So, okay, you guys, shalom and shalom. You said they scared. Praise Yah. Okay.